Have you ever wondered why cats sometimes look at you as if you've just broken some invisible law? That's because cats do have rules. Rules they silently expect their humans to follow. To live with a cat is to step into the quiet rhythm of another species, one that has carried its instincts from the wild into our homes. These animals do not bend easily to human will. Instead, they offer us a chance to understand their world, a world built on rules of trust, respect, and survival. Let's uncover the unspoken rulebook of cats so you can keep peace in the kingdom. Cats are not herd animals. Unlike dogs, they don't rely on constant physical closeness to feel secure. Instead, they thrive when given the freedom to choose when and how they want interaction. A cat's sense of independence is deeply tied to survival instincts. In the wild, maintaining control over personal space means safety from predators and freedom to move unnoticed. At home, this translates to moments when your cat simply wants distance. Whether perched on a high shelf, curled in a quiet corner, or turning their back to you in what may look like indifference. In reality, this withdrawal is a sign of trust. The cat feels safe enough to relax in your presence without needing to perform or engage. Pushing physical affection when a cat seeks solitude can lead to stress, overstimulation, or even defensive behavior. Respecting those boundaries builds a relationship based not on control, but on mutual understanding. Over time, a cat that knows its personal space will always be honored is far more likely to approach you willingly, choosing closeness on its own terms. Cats live by rhythm. Their internal clocks are remarkably precise, guided by instinct and sharpened through centuries of survival. Long before domestication, their ancestors moved with the rise and fall of the sun, alternating between periods of rest and bursts of activity tied to the hunt. Today, though far removed from the savannas and forests of their origins, domestic cats still hold tightly to these cycles. Meals, play, and sleep are not random. They are carefully anticipated events that shape the cat's sense of security. When this rhythm is disturbed, the effects ripple through both behavior and mood. A delayed dinner is not simply an inconvenience. It is a break in the cat's sense of order. The skipped play session becomes a missed outlet for energy that later resurfaces in midnight sprints down darkened hallways. Even subtle disruptions, lights left on late, guests overstaying into the evening, can unsettle a cat's finely tuned balance. The animal responds not with words, but with pacing, restlessness, and at times mischief born of frustration. Yet when the routine is predictable, something profound occurs. Each meal delivered on time, each familiar ritual observed, becomes a reassurance that the world is safe. The cat learns that its needs will be met without question, that stability is a constant. Behaviorists emphasize that this sense of predictability is not a luxury for the feline. It is a necessity. It is in repetition, in rhythm, that the animal finds calm. To respect the schedule is to respect the very way a cat interprets life. In honoring their cycles, the human becomes more than caretaker. They become anchor. In that anchor, the cat finds a rare gift, the confidence to relax, knowing that tomorrow will bring food, play, and rest at precisely the right time. The right to refuse is a principle etched deep into feline nature. In the wild, survival depends not only on pursuit, but on retreat, on knowing when to engage and when to withdraw. Domestic cats, though sheltered from predators, still carry this instinct. Their ability to say no is a thread of autonomy that connects them to their origins. The signals are subtle, but they are deliberate. A flick of the tail, a stiffened spine, the slight turn of the head. These are quiet warnings, requests for space delivered in silence. When these cues are disregarded, the cat escalates, first with a swat of the paw, then with teeth or claws. This is not aggression born of malice, but defense born of necessity. To ignore the no is to threaten the fragile trust the cat offers. When respected, however, these refusals take on a different role. They become the foundation of understanding between species. A cat that learns its boundaries will not be crossed develops a rare confidence. It begins to approach more freely, knowing that its voice, even a silent one, carries weight. Each time the refusal is honored, trust deepens, and the distance between caution and closeness narrows. Over months or years, this respect reshapes the relationship entirely. The cat, once cautious of touch, may one day choose the human lap as its sanctuary. What was once a no becomes, through patience and recognition, a tentative yes. In this way, the human earns something few ever hold: the unforced affection of an animal that trusts completely. Territory is not merely space for a cat, it is identity. Every corridor walked, every ledge claimed, every surface marked with scent becomes part of a domain that defines safety and belonging. Within this personal kingdom, the cat is sovereign. Its sense of order comes not from ownership in the human sense, but from familiarity, control, and memory woven into place. When that order shifts, when furniture is moved, when a new animal enters, or when guests flood the home, the cat's stability wavers. Instinct demands inspection and reclamation. It will circle the room, rub its face against corners, or scratch at posts and furniture to re-establish its mark. Each act is more than behavior. It is ritual, a way of restoring balance in a world suddenly altered. During upheaval, withdrawal is common. A cat may vanish to high shelves or sink into the quiet of closets and hidden spaces. From these retreats, it observes, calculating when the environment is once again familiar enough to be claimed. Researchers confirm that the ability to retreat into secure vantage points reduces stress, allowing the cat to navigate change at its own pace. To honor this rule is to accept the cat as ruler of its environment. It means allowing exploration without interruption, respecting hidden sanctuaries, and maintaining stability where possible. In doing so, the human affirms the cat's sovereignty, ensuring that its kingdom, however small, remains intact. From this recognition springs not only calm, but the unspoken bond between guardian and ruler. Affection in cats is not demanded, it is bestowed. Unlike pack animals, whose bonds are reinforced by constant contact, the cat chooses intimacy selectively. A head pressed against a hand, a slow curl into a lap, a silent vigil at the foot of the bed. These gestures are declarations of trust, freely offered only when the moment feels right. When humans attempt to force these gestures, lifting a sleeping cat, holding it too tightly, pressing unwelcome kisses against its fur, the reaction is often swift rejection. The cat withdraws, wriggles free, or issues a sharp protest. It is not that affection is absent, but that its terms were violated. To a cat, forced closeness is not love, but intrusion. When the human waits, however, the dynamic changes. The cat that approaches first is the cat that feels safe. Studies of feline behavior reveal that self-initiated contact leads to lower stress and greater likelihood of repetition. The bond forged in such moments is not fleeting. It is rooted in choice. The gentle rumble of a purr, vibrating at frequencies linked to healing and calm, becomes a shared language between species. Patience, then, is the ultimate form of respect. To wait is to acknowledge the cat's autonomy, and in return, the human is granted something extraordinary: love freely given, unconditioned, and deeply sincere. It is in these chosen moments that the bond between cat and human becomes most profound, sealed not by insistence, but by trust. If you wish to see how this trust transforms into love, watch next. 5 things cats do only for the human they love the most.